My name is Eli Kinsley. I identify as an Indigenous male. My journey, I guess, so to speak, with Marion County started approximately when I was about 14 years old. So I was sent up here as a part of Interstate Compact. I was really involved with a lot of gang activity at that time, my substance use, my drinking, my just very uncontrollable behavior. I had various interactions with law enforcement in jail multiple times up until I was about 25, and then I was finally sent to prison for the first time. That translated out to me being on parole, parole and probation, or actually parole until 2008, and I actually successfully completed supervision in 2008, but I still had the thinking and the mindset that I could still do what I want, except now it was the first time I was off of actual supervision. And so it was kind of a free-for-all for me, which ultimately led me back to prison in 2010. And I was incarcerated from 2010 to 2015 and then released back into the community. It was the first time that I was provided the opportunity at higher education, which was a huge revelation for me. It was also the first time I was offered the opportunity at treatment. I had just a lot of unresolved grief and loss and trauma that I had never really been provided the opportunity to address, although I don't think I was ready to. So all of my interactions with community corrections have been punitive, not really looking at what's the underlying cause of what's driving this behavior, but as to he needs to be punished for the behavior. And so that created a lot of distrust. But fast forward to as an adult, when I was released in 2015, I did learn that there were programs. Some of them were still kind of in their infancy. I knew there was a transitional program. I was still skeptical, but I had done so much work previously. I was at the stage where I was ready to take in all I could, and I was willing to go in with an open mind. When I would go in and have conversations with Kayla Thompson at that time, they weren't just conversations of did you use, who you hanging out with, da da da, but they were like, hey, Eli, tell me, how are you doing? How are you engaging with everything that's going on? I'm getting feedback from your counselors that you seem to be doing really well. Talk to me, let me know what's going on. I felt like she was actually genuinely cared and offered compassion and empathy for what I was going through, and wasn't just out there to look for a reason to lock me up, which had been my previous experience. I would have never even thought to trust a person in her position or authority to even ask for that. And so it really became a really strong mutual relationship of trust, which was relatively, like I said, new to me. And that was huge. I'm on a journey of growth, for sure. I applied at Portland State, enrolled in their Bachelor's of Social Work program, graduated in 2020, and then I applied for the Master's of Social Work program, Advanced Standing program, to complete the program within a year. Jeff Wood was very supportive, and I had reached out to him for a letter of support in pursuing my goals, and he immediately, with no hesitation, which was so validating, once again, of people, my community, somebody that would literally be waiting for me when I got home to arrest me and take me to jail, because he was my PO at one time. For him to do that for me was just a really amazing experience. So I ended up getting a CADC 1 certified alcohol and drug counselor in 2018, worked as a substance use counselor full time, maintained a full caseload, and then I graduated with an MSW last year. I was granted a clinical social work associate licensure, so I'm working to full licensure. It takes about 2 years to get, and I work as a co-occurring therapist. To the individuals that donate to this program, I don't consider it so much a donation as I do an investment. Because that investment that you're funding, that helped to facilitate the success of me completing school, becoming a clinician, becoming a counselor, becoming an advocate, becoming a good father, becoming a good son. I no longer commit crime. I no longer influence other people to commit crime. I no longer sell drugs. I am no longer violent towards other people. That is an investment in that exponential return. And now I share that with other people.